In the vast emptiness of the cosmos, where stars whispered secrets to those bold enough to listen, Captain Kai Harlan nursed a drink in the dimly lit confines of the Nebula Drift Lounge. Orbiting the stormy world of Epsilon Prime, the lounge was a haven for wanderers, traders, and warriors alike. A place where alliances were forged over glowing cocktails and old grudges simmered like distant supernovas. Kai, with his broad shoulders clad in worn leather flight gear and a scar tracing his jawline like a map of forgotten battles, stared into the swirling amber liquid in his glass. His hazel eyes, sharp from years commanding Terran scout ships, caught the reflection of the gas giant's raging tempest through the viewport. But tonight, something else stirred the air, a tension that prickled at his instincts. It started with a low murmur rippling through the crowd. Two burly guards, their exosuits humming with energy fields, loomed over an elderly alien at a nearby table. The old one had skin like polished sapphire, etched with faint luminous veins that pulsed weakly under the lounge's soft lights. He wore robes that spoke of faded glory, threads of silver weaving through fabric that might once have shimmered in royal halls. "Your tab's overdue, Elder," one guard growled, his voice amplified through a helmet modulator. "Time to leave, or we'll make you." The old alien straightened, his voice steady despite the tremor in his hands. "This is absurd. I am Orin Vale of Lunara's ancient line. My credits are good. There must be a glitch in your system." But the guards weren't listening. One grabbed his arm, yanking him up with mechanical indifference. Whispers spread among the patrons. Some averted their eyes, others smirked. No one intervened, except Kai. He slammed his glass down, the sound cutting through the hum like a laser shot. "Hold up," Kai called out, rising to his full height of 6 feet, his presence commanding the room. Heads turned. The guards paused, sizing him up. A human, alone, but with the build of someone who'd survived pirate raids and black hole skirmishes. "What's the damage?" "I'll cover it." The elder's eyes widened in surprise while the guards exchanged sneers. "Stay out of it, Terran. This ain't your star system." Kai didn't flinch. He tapped his wrist implant, scanning the bill projected in holographic blue. 800 credits. Pocket change from his last bounty run. With a flick, he transferred 1,000. "There. Paid. Plus tip. Now back off." The guards grumbled but released the elder, their systems confirming the transaction. As they slunk away, the lounge exhaled, conversations resuming like nothing had happened. But for Kai, everything had shifted. The elder approached, his luminous veins brightening slightly with gratitude. "Young human, you have my eternal thanks. I am Orin Vial, once a guardian of Lunara's secrets. Allow me to repay you, not with credits, but with hospitality. Join me for a meal at my dwelling. Ma, granddaughter prepares dishes that dance on the tongue like starlight." Kai hesitated. Shore leave was meant for solitude, drowning memories of lost comrades in the void. But there was a quiet dignity in Orin's gaze, a pull that felt like fate tugging at his sleeve. "All right, Elder, but call me Kai. And just dinner. I've got a ship to catch soon." Orin smiled, a subtle glow rippling across his skin. "Excellent. My shuttle awaits." They boarded a sleek vessel that hummed with Lunaran tech, gliding through the orbital haze toward a cluster of crystalline spires. Lunara's outpost here was a blend of organic curves and glowing crystals, homes grown from engineered seeds that bloomed into habitats. Orin's was modest, nestled among grander structures, its walls veined with bioluminescent flora that lit their path like living lanterns. "Home!" Orin announced, the door irising open to reveal warm interiors scented with exotic spices. "Arya," Orin called. "We have a guest." From an adjoining chamber emerged a vision that stole Kai's breath. Arya Vale was ethereal, her skin a softer shade of azure than her grandfather's, with patterns of silver filigree that shimmered like constellations. Her eyes were deep violet, framed by cascading waves of midnight hair that fell to her waist. She wore a flowing gown that hugged her graceful form, accentuating the subtle curves of her alien physiology. Surprise flickered in her gaze, but she composed herself quickly. "Grandfather, you didn't mention company." "A happy surprise, my dear." Oren replied with a chuckle. This is Captain Kai Harlan, who aided me in a moment of need. Kai, my granddaughter Arya, keeper of our family's lore. Kai extended a hand, human custom feeling awkward yet right. Pleasure's mine. Her touch was cool, electric, sending a spark up his arm. The honor is ours, she said, her voice melodic, like wind through crystal chimes. Their eyes locked, and in that instant, Kai felt a connection, a whisper of something profound, as if the stars had aligned just for this meeting. As they settled into the dining alcove, overlooking a garden where flowers bloomed in eternal night, Arya served a stew simmering with iridescent herbs. The aroma wrapped around Kai like a warm embrace, flavors bursting on his tongue, sweet, savory, with a hint of the unknown. This is incredible, he said, genuinely awed. Arya smiled, her skin glowing faintly. Lunaran recipes passed down through generations. We believe food binds souls as much as words. Conversation flowed easily. Oren shared tales of Lunara, a kingdom of floating cities amid nebula clouds, where empathy and intuition guided their people. Kai recounted his adventures, dodging asteroid fields, negotiating with rogue AIs. Arya listened intently, her violet eyes sparkling. Humans are so resilient, she noted, leaning closer. You charge into the unknown without fear. Kai grinned. Fear's there. We just don't let it win. As the evening deepened, Oren excused himself briefly, leaving Kai and Arya alone. The air thickened with unspoken tension. She traced a finger along the table's crystal edge, her glow intensifying. Grandfather doesn't bring strangers home often. You must have impressed him. Kai met her gaze. And you? Have I impressed you? Her laugh was soft, inviting. Perhaps. Tell me more about your world, Kai. Earth sounds like a place of endless wonders, oceans that sing, skies that weep. He obliged, painting pictures of sunsets over vast seas, cities pulsing with life. As he spoke, their knees brushed under the table, an accidental touch that lingered. Heat rose in Kai's chest, unfamiliar yet thrilling. Arya's skin shimmered brighter, betraying her interest. In Lunara, she whispered, such connections are seen as gifts from the stars. Kai's hand found hers, fingers intertwining. The coolness of her skin against his warmth created a harmony he hadn't known he craved. Oren returned, breaking the spell with a knowing smile. The night grows late, but perhaps one more story. They lingered, the bond forming like threads in a cosmic web. As Kai prepared to leave, Arya walked him to the door. Thank you for tonight, she said, her voice low. It's been illuminating. Kai nodded, reluctant to go. Maybe I'll see you again before I ship out. She squeezed his hand. I hope so. Back in his quarters, Kai lay awake, the memory of her touch lingering like a phantom caress. Little did he know, this simple act of kindness had set in motion events that would entwine their fates across the stars. The next morning dawned artificial in the orbital habitat, but Kai's thoughts were anything but routine. A message blinked on his comm. Oren inviting him back for another gathering, this time with a hint of urgency. There's more to discuss, my friend. Matters of importance. Curiosity piqued, Kai accepted, arriving at the Vale residence as the station's lights dimmed to simulate twilight. Arya greeted him at the door, her gown simpler this time, clinging in ways that highlighted the elegant lines of her form. Kai, she said, her violet eyes lighting up. Grandfather's in his study. Come, I'll show you the garden first. They strolled through the bioluminescent blooms, petals unfurling at their approach. The air was thick with fragrance, mirroring the growing tension between them. Last night, Arya began, stopping by a glowing vine, I couldn't stop thinking about your stories. Humans feel so deeply, so passionately. Kai stepped closer, the space between them charged. And Lunarians? What do you feel? Her breath caught, skin pulsing with light. We sense emotions like currents in the void, subtle, but overwhelming when they align. His hand brushed her arm, tracing the silver patterns. She didn't pull away. Instead, she leaned in, their faces inches apart. The kiss was tentative at first, an exploration of differences, his warmth meeting her cool grace. It deepened, her hands sliding up his chest, fingers tangling in his shirt. Kai's pulse raced, the erotic pull of her alien allure intoxicating, like discovering a new galaxy. They broke apart, breathless, as Oren's voice echoed from inside. "Arya, our guest?" She flushed, her glow betraying everything. "Coming, grandfather." Inside, Oren revealed the truth over a shared meal. "I'm no ordinary elder, Kai. I was Lunara's emissary to the Interstellar Accord. 6 cycles ago, I uncovered a plot. Counselor Zeth from the rival realm of Xandor, bribing officials to sabotage Lunara's trade routes, stealing our crystal tech for weapons." Kai leaned forward, suspense building. "That's why the bill issue? Retaliation?" Oren nodded. "My account's frozen, my name smeared, but I have proof hidden in a secure vault. Tonight they may come for me." As if summoned, shadows stirred outside. Kai's instincts flared. "Get to safety. I'll hold them." But Arya refused. "We face this together." The door burst open, shadowed figures in cloaks advancing. Kai fought with raw power, disarming one with a swift kick, using a crystal ornament as an improvised weapon. Arya, surprisingly agile, used her knowledge of Lunaran pressure points to disable another, her movements fluid like a dance. The skirmish was intense, punches landing with thuds, energy darts whizzing past. They escaped through a hidden passage, hearts pounding, the erotic tension from earlier now laced with adrenaline-fueled desire. Hiding in a maintenance alcove, breaths heavy, Kai pulled Arya close. "You're amazing," he murmured, lips finding hers again. The kiss was fiercer, hands exploring, his on the curve of her back, hers tracing his scars. Her skin's glow illuminated their passion, a soft light in the darkness. Suspense hung thick, footsteps echoed nearby. "We can't stay," Kai whispered. But the moment lingered, bodies pressed in urgent need. They pressed on, Oren leading to an ally's shuttle. Aboard, as stars blurred, Arya's hand slipped into Kai's lap, a promise of more. The chase was on, but so was their bond, suspenseful and electric. Adrenaline still coursed through Kai's veins as they hurtled through the void in the borrowed shuttle, the station shrinking behind them like a discarded memory. Oren's ally, a grizzled Lunaran pilot named Alara, gripped the controls with steady hands. "We've got tails. 2 interceptors closing fast," she warned, her voice cutting through the hum of engines. Kai glanced at the scanners, his military training kicking in. Xandorian marks. Zeth's not wasting time. Oren clutched the data crystal containing his evidence, its facets catching the cabin light. "If we can reach the neutral hub on Delta Outpost, I can broadcast this to the Accord. Expose him for good." But the interceptors fired warning shots, energy lances grazing their shields. The shuttle rocked, alarms blaring. "Hold on!" Alara shouted, diving into an asteroid belt for cover. The chase turned thrilling, asteroids whipping past like colossal bullets. Kai took the co-pilot seat, his fingers dancing over auxiliary controls to boost shields. Arya strapped in beside him, her violet eyes wide with a mix of fear and exhilaration. "This is madness," she breathed, but there was curiosity in her tone, a spark of surprise at the human audacity. One interceptor clipped a rock, spinning out in a burst of debris, climax of metal and fire. The other persisted, locking missiles. In a daring maneuver, Kai suggested a slingshot around a massive boulder. "Time it right, Elara. Use the gravity pull." The shuttle groaned, G-forces pressing them back. Missiles detonated harmlessly against the asteroid, the pursuer forced to veer off. Cheers erupted, but the drama peaked when their engines sputtered, hit by stray shrapnel. "We're losing power," Alara cried. They crash-landed on a rogue moonlet, dust pluming around the hull. Emerging into the thin atmosphere, they spotted the surviving interceptor circling for landing. "Arm up," Kai ordered, grabbing a pulse rifle from the shuttle's locker. Oren, frail but determined, activated a Lunaran shield emitter. Arya, surprising everyone, revealed a hidden dagger from her gown, etched with family runes. "I'm not helpless," she said, her voice thrilling with defiance. The mercenaries descended, 5 shadows in armored suits, weapons humming. The battle erupted dramatic and intense. Kai fired first, dropping one with a precise shot to the knee joint. Blasts scorched the rocky ground, craters forming from impacts. Arya moved like a shadow, using the low gravity to leap and strike vital points, her dagger flashing. One merc grabbed her, but she twisted, sending him sprawling. Curious how her lunaran agility turned the tide. Kai charged another, grappling hand to hand. Punches landed with bone-jarring force, his human strength overpowering the alien's tech. A surprising twist. The lead merc revealed a hollow message from Zeth. The Elder's lying, Lunaraz the Corrupt One, hoarding crystals to build weapons. Doubt flickered in Orin's eyes. No, that's fabricated. But the seed was planted, thrilling suspense as Kai hesitated mid-fight. In a climax of fury, Kai disarmed the leader, pinning him. Truth or not, you attacked innocence. The merc laughed. You humans always play hero, but this time you're on the wrong side. Reinforcements? No, a hidden bomb in the interceptor, set to detonate. They raced back to the shuttle, patching engines just as the explosion lit the moonlet like a new star. Escaping the blast wave, hearts pounding, the group exhaled. Arya pulled Kai aside in the repaired cabin. That message, could grandfather be wrong? Kai cupped her face. We'll uncover the truth. Together. The surprising doubt added layers, curiosity burning as they sped toward the hub, the plot thickening with every light year. Tension simmered aboard the shuttle as they approached Delta Outpost, the neutral hub buzzing with ships from a dozen worlds. The hollow message's accusation lingered like a shadow heightening the drama. Orin pored over his crystal, muttering, fabrications, but clever ones. Kai watched Arya, her glow dimmed by worry. Hey, he said softly, pulling her into a quiet corner. We'll sort this. But awkwardness struck when Alara announced docking, and a welcoming committee. Guards flanked by an officious bureaucrat named Quill, a tentacled being from Velquar. Ambassador Vale, you're wanted for questioning. Rumors of Lunaran espionage. Orin's face paled. Preposterous. Quill's tentacles waved. And you, human, associating with suspects? Hand over the crystal. Kai stepped forward, but Arya interjected, her voice firm. This is a setup. In the confusion, Quill, accidentally, bumped a control panel, triggering a lockdown alarm. Sirens wailed, doors sealing. Oops, Quill said with mock innocence, his beady eyes twinkling. Kai couldn't help but chuckle. Smooth, but we're not buying it. The awkward situation escalated into humor-laced chaos. Quill's tentacles tangled in his own robes as he tried to flee, slipping on a spilled nutrient pack. Help! I'm stuck! Seizing the moment, Kai hacked the panel with his implant, human tech overriding the lock. Ladies first, he quipped to Arya, who rolled her eyes but smiled. They bolted through corridors, dodging patrols. Heightened drama in a service lift malfunction. It jammed midway, lights flickering. Trapped with Orin wheezing from exertion, Arya pressed against Kai. Not the best timing, she whispered, her breath warm on his neck despite the cool skin. Kai grinned. Could be worse. At least the company's good. Orin cleared his throat awkwardly. Children, focus. They pried the doors, emerging into a marketplace teeming with aliens. Blending in proved humorous. Kai donned a ridiculous hat from a vendor, Arya wrapping a scarf that clashed horribly with her gown. You look like a space clown, she teased, stifling laughter. But drama surged when a patrol spotted them. Halt! A chase ensued, weaving through stalls, overturning fruit carts, leaping over low-grav pits. Kai scooped Arya over a barrier, their bodies brushing in electric contact. Hold tight! An awkward tumble landed them in a pile of plush alien furs, faces inches apart. This is ridiculous, Arya laughed breathlessly. Romantic, though, Kai joked. Orin huffed from behind. Less flirting, more running. They reached the broadcast tower, but Quill awaited with reinforcements. You can't escape. Drama peaked as Kai negotiated. Broadcast the crystal first. Let the galaxy decide. Quill hesitated, his tentacles slipping again, accidentally activating the console. The evidence aired, Zeth's bribes exposed, but a twist. Quill was implicated too. He fled comically, tentacles flailing. As authorities arrived to arrest the corrupt, relief washed over. Arya hugged Kai. We did it. Despite the chaos, humor lightened the drama, bonds strengthened in the absurdity.